This $460,000 home in Greenacres, Portsmouth, Virginia has 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and over 3,200 square feet. It sold me before I found out about the commute and the surprise cost. Let me show you. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Megan LeCure. With 30 years as a Navy wife and over 35 years of real estate experience, I've seen every relocation challenge there is. I specialize in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads area to make your PCS move seamless. Whether you're reporting to Portsmouth Naval Hospital, Naval Station Norfolk, or the Coast Guard, if you're using your VA loan benefit, this video is specifically for you. Today, I'm in Greenacres, a neighborhood in Portsmouth that sits right next to Sterling Point. If you watched my earlier video on what $570K buys you in Sterling Point, you already know this corridor. Greenacres is the neighborhood, same access, same location advantages, different price point, and that difference matters. I'll show you why in a minute. And here's the problem I see over and over again. Buyers fall in love with a kitchen, like this one. They see the square footage, they see the price, and then they get a surprise at the closing. Or worse, after closing, that changes the entire monthly payment picture, flood insurance. Nobody talks about it until it's too late. Today, I'm going to walk you through this home, room by room, and show you the flood map of Greenacres, so you can go into the purchase in Hampton Roads with eyes fully open. Let's get into today's video. I want to name the 2 mistakes I see buyers make in this market. Mistake number 1, they dismiss Portsmouth before they ever drive it. They hear Greenacres and they hesitate. It's not Chesapeake, it's not Virginia Beach, it's not Norfolk. But here's what that thinking actually costs them. Greenacres sits right along the side Sterling Point and is in the 23703 zip code, the Churchland corridor of Portsmouth. And for military families, this location is genuinely strategic. Portsmouth Naval Hospital, Naval Station Norfolk, the Coast Guard, multiple bases, multiple routes. No committing yourself to one side of Hampton Roads and hoping your orders cooperate. And here's the thing most buyers never realize about this neighborhood. For Portsmouth Naval Hospital, the Coast Guard, and DoD Suffolk, you have 0 tunnels, 0. In Hampton Roads, that is not a small thing. That is a daily quality of life difference. Mistake number 2. They don't ask about flood insurance until after they're already in love with the floor plan. We are going to fix that today. So what does $460,000 actually buy in Greenacres? Let me show you. This is a 1939 Cape Cod character you simply do not find in new construction at this price point. It has vinyl siding, oversized driveway, mature trees, established lot. A home like this comes in 2 versions in Greenacres, already updated and move-in ready, or original condition with room to renovate and build equity from day 1. Both happen here. Your home inspection tells you which one you are buying. The great room. Look at these cathedral ceilings, 2 gas fireplaces. This is where the family actually lives, not a showroom, a home. The kitchen has granite countertops, gas range, stainless appliances, move-in ready, not a project. With 3 full bathrooms, all with granite countertops, and the primary bath standalone soaking tub, at this price point, that is a rare find. 5 bedrooms total. There are 2 upstairs and 3 down. Home office, guest room, kids may be on a separate level from the primary. A floor plan that works for whatever your family is right now. So you have a large fenced backyard, privacy fence, deck, and a detached 1-car garage. In Hampton Roads, that yard is usable 9 months of the year. For a military family here, 3 to 4 years, outdoor space and a garage are features that make a house feel like home on day one. Let me show you the numbers that actually matter for this location. Most people worry about Portsmouth traffic. Greenacres, just like its neighbor Sterling Point, is what I call the no-tunnel secret of Hampton Roads. Here's what the drive looks like from Greenacres. For the U.S. Coast Guard base, it's about 11 minutes, but you should add 26 to 36 minutes onto your schedule in rush hour with no tunnel. The DoD Suffolk complex is about a 13-minute drive, 28 to 38 minutes in rush hour with no tunnel. And Portsmouth Naval Hospital is about 16 minutes, 31 to 41 minutes in rush hour and no tunnel. Naval Station Norfolk, about 26 minutes and 41 to 51 minutes in rush hour, and the Midtown Tunnel is required. I always tell my buyers to budget 15 to 25 extra minutes during the 6 to 7 a.m. and the 3 to 5 p.m. gate traffic windows. Drive it yourself at your actual report time before you make a decision. Now, let's get into the flood map. I pull the FEMA flood zone designation on every home before we even tour it, not at the offer, before the tour. Because if the property is in a special flood hazard area, your lender will require flood insurance. And that premium goes on top of your mortgage, your homeowner's insurance, and your property taxes. Flood insurance premiums in Hampton Roads vary by property. They depend on the flood zone, the elevation certificate, and your coverage amount. I am not going to give you a single number today because that number is property specific. What I will tell you is this: get the quote before you go under contract every time, no exceptions. And here's the part that surprises buyers once they actually run the math. Even with flood insurance factored in at $151 per square foot, this neighborhood usually beats what comparable square footage costs you in Chesapeake or Virginia Beach. You just have to know the real number before you fall in love with the floor plan. That's what I help my buyers do. Let me put the full picture together. Over 3,200 square feet, $151 per square foot, 5 bedrooms, 3 full baths, cathedral ceilings, 2 gas fireplaces, detached garage, private fenced backyard, no HOA, central location, 0 tunnels to 3 major installations. And here's the comparison that really puts this into perspective. In my Sterling Point video, I showed you what 570,000 buys in that neighborhood right next door. Same corridor, same commute time, same flood zone considerations. The difference is 110,000 and what that means for your monthly payment and your VA loan picture. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll link it in the description and in the card above. For a VA loan buyer, no down payment required, seller can cover closing costs. The savings at purchase translate directly into a monthly cash flow even after flood insurance is built into the payment. I've run this math with military families, the ones who go in knowing their flood insurance costs, who've driven the commute, who've seen the floor plan in person and not just in the photos. Those buyers close with confidence. The ones who struggle are the ones who ask the questions too late. That conversation, the real numbers, the real map, the real monthly payment. And that's what every buyer consultation I do starts with. Not at the offer, day one. Let's do a quick recap. Portsmouth gets dismissed too fast. Greenacres, right next to Sterling Point, gives military families 0 tunnel access to the Portsmouth Naval Hospital, the Coast Guard, and DoD Suffolk, with Naval Station Norfolk about 26 minutes out. At $460,000, you get over 3,200 square feet of Cape Cod character. 5 bedrooms, 3 full baths, standalone soaking tub, cathedral ceilings, 2 gas fireplaces, private backyard, detached garage, move-in ready, or renovation ready. Know the flood zone before you go and tour. Get the insurance quote before you make an offer. Even with that cost factored in, $151 per square foot in Greenacres competes with anything in Chesapeake or Virginia Beach. The VA loan math works here. The commute works. The square footage works. And if you're comparing this to Sterling Point next door, the $110,000 price difference is a conversation worth having before you decide which neighborhood fits your budget. A few questions I get asked all the time. How do I find out if a specific home requires flood insurance? Ask your agent to pull the FEMA flood zone designation before you even set foot in the property, not after you've fallen in love with it. You can also look it up yourself at msc.fema.gov. I do this on every home I work on. It takes 2 minutes and protects you from a very expensive surprise. Does a flood zone affect my VA loan eligibility? No. A flood zone designation does not disqualify a home from VA financing. But if the property is in a special flood hazard area, flood insurance is mandatory, and that premium gets factored into your debt to income ratio. That's why you need the quote early. It can affect how much home you qualify for. What about the commute to Naval Station Norfolk? Naval Station Norfolk from Greenacres runs about 26 minutes standard, 41 to 51 minutes in a rush hour using the Midtown Tunnel. That's still a workable commute for a lot of families, especially compared to what you'd pay to live closer to the base on the Norfolk or Virginia Beach side. Always drive it yourself at your actual report time before you decide. Is a home that needs updating worth buying in Greenacres? It depends entirely on the spread between what you're paying and what comparable updated homes are selling for in the same neighborhood. That gap is your day one equity. I walk every buyer through the analysis before we write the offer. It's one of the most important conversations we have. Next week, I'm taking you to Chesapeake and showing you exactly what $600,000 buys you there right now. If you want to make your next PCS move truly seamless, click the link in my description to download my free Hampton Roads relocation guide. And if you want to sit down and talk through what neighborhoods in Portsmouth or anywhere in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads actually fit your budget, your commute, and your family's real life, look below and book a call with me. We'll go through real numbers, real flood zone data, real commute maps for your specific situation. Real neighborhoods, no pressure. If this video helped you, subscribe. I post every week breaking down Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads neighborhoods, PCS decisions, and everything military families need to know before they get here. Welcome home. This is real life Virginia Beach.